In the late 19th century, Ethiopia was a mosaic of independent regions, each with its own rulers and customs. From the highlands of Shewa to the lowlands of the south, the nation was fragmented into kingdoms and territories, including Gojam, Tigray, Wolaita, Sidama, Kaffa, Arsi, Bele, Jimma, Welega, Ilubabor, and Harar. Unity seemed a distant dream. Mountains and rivers separated peoples, languages, and traditions, while rivalries and ambitions clashed like swords across the highlands. Yet from Shewa rose a leader who would bind these disparate lands together, Menelik the Second. Through vision, diplomacy, and the unyielding force of both strategy and steel, he would transform Ethiopia from a patchwork of independent regions into a unified empire, resilient against internal dissent and foreign threats alike. Menelik II's rise began in Shewa, a kingdom of fertile highlands and vital trade routes. Born in 1844, he displayed intelligence, charisma, and ambition from a young age. Through strategic marriages, most notably to Tetu Betul, a formidable partner in politics, and skillful diplomacy, he secured the loyalty of nobles, soldiers, and clergy. By the 1870s, Shewa had become a powerhouse. Its armies were equipped with modern firearms imported from Europe, and its coffers swelled with trade wealth. Menelik II's court in Entoto was a hub of planning, preparing for a vision that stretched far beyond the borders of Shewa. Yet alliances alone could not unite Ethiopia. Menelik II understood that unification required both the pen and the sword, negotiation and action, diplomacy and battle. In 1882, he confronted Negus Tekle Haymanot of Gojam in the fertile Gaib region. At the Battle of Mbabo, Menelik II's disciplined forces, armed with rifles and cannons, defeated their rivals decisively. Gibe's agricultural wealth and trade routes now lay under Shewan influence, and Menelik II's reputation as a rising power was firmly established. To the east, the city-state of Harar, a hub of Islamic culture and trade, resisted imperial control. In 1887, Menelik II's modernized army laid siege to its walls. The city fell swiftly, yet his genius was not in mere conquest. He appointed his cousin, Ras Makonnen, as governor and allowed local elites to retain partial authority, integrating Harar without destroying its identity. The southern regions presented both challenge and opportunity. In Wolaita, after the Battle of Ezer in 1894, Menelik II reinstated King Tona as governor, securing loyalty while preserving local governance. In Sidama, Arsi, and Bale, chiefs were co-opted into the imperial administration, paying tribute and providing troops, while Shewan loyalists were granted land. Kaffa, the rich coffee kingdom, fell in 1897 after months of campaign, its elites integrated into Menelik II's administration to maintain continuity. Guraj and Hadia were similarly incorporated, balancing authority with local tradition, though heavy taxation sparked some unrest. Not every conquest required the sword. In the west, Jimma pledged allegiance peacefully in 1882, with Sultan Abba Jafar II retaining his throne as governor. Welega and Ilubabor followed, their leaders, including Dejazmach Gebre Exiabher and Maroda Bekere, accepting positions under Menelik II while preserving local structures and traditions. Yet consolidation was not without tension. Nobles across Tigray, Gojam, and even Shewa feared that centralization would dilute their power. The Gult system, granting land to loyalists, sometimes alienated local populations, especially in the south. Menelik II navigated these challenges with finesse, appointing rivals to key positions, forging alliances through marriage, and relying on Empress Taitu to mediate disputes and strengthen bonds between the crown and regional elites. Unity was tested externally as well. Italy, exploiting the ambiguous Treaty of Wuchale in 1889, claimed Ethiopia as a protectorate. Menelik II rejected the claim, and in 1896 he mobilized a diverse army of 70,000 to 100,000 soldiers from Shewa, Tigray, Gojam, Wolaita, Sidama, and the southern provinces. At the Battle of Adwa, Ethiopian forces, guided by knowledge of the rugged terrain, disciplined formations, and modern artillery, defeated the Italians decisively. Empress Taitu's logistical planning and counsel were crucial. The victory preserved Ethiopia's sovereignty and became a symbol of African resistance against colonialism. Menelik II's vision extended far beyond conquest. He modernized Ethiopia, establishing Addis Ababa as the capital in 1886, introducing telegraph lines and a postal system, and initiating the Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway. Trade routes, especially via Harar and the Red Sea, were secured, and the Maria Theresa thaler became the standard currency.
He promoted education, founding Ethiopia's first modern school in 1908, and sent students abroad to learn European sciences and arts. Diplomacy flourished, with missions to Russia, France, and Britain, securing alliances and modern weaponry. Provinces were reorganized under loyal governors, streamlining administration, taxation, and military recruitment.
Yet this unity came at a cost. Southern campaigns brought suffering, forced displacements, heavy taxation, and Shewan land grants caused resentment among the Oromo, Sidama, and other communities. Resistance in Arsi persisted into the early 20th century, and Kaffa's annexation disrupted long-standing traditions. Even as Menelik II preserved local governance where possible, policies often favored Shewan elites, leaving legacies of tension that endured for generations. Through battle, negotiation, and modernization, Menelik II transformed Ethiopia from a fragmented mosaic into a unified empire. Shewa, Gojam, Tigray, Harar, Walaita, Sidama, Kaffa, Jimma, Welega, Ilubabor, Arsi, Bayle, Hadia, and beyond were bound under central authority, often retaining local leaders as governors. His reign, from 1889 to 1913, was a crucible of fire and steel. Battles fought, alliances forged, a nation built. Menelik II, the unifier, strategist, and modernizer, crafted a sovereign Ethiopia that stood defiant against colonial powers. His triumph at Adwa, his roads, schools, and diplomatic finesse all echo in Ethiopia's mountains, rivers, and hearts. Every nation, every empire, is forged through trials of fire and steel, and Ethiopia, under Menelik II, emerged as a beacon of independence, its pride enduring through the tides of history. If this story resonates with you, hit like, drop a comment, and follow the channel for more epic tales from history. Join us as we explore the battles, triumphs, and legends that shaped our world.